Paul, how long have we been doing this podcast?
A freaking eternity based on how it feels, but I don't know. A long time.
So, Paul,
Actually, is it closing in it's not is it almost 2 years?
yeah,
Is
it'll
that
be
true?
2 years, end of September.
Wow, that's kind of amazing.
It's been 2 years, and I've had the same light in the same spot that creates this bad reflection right here.
Hmm.
But that's how I know where to put my head, and it's been there for almost 2 years, and Paul just noticed it.
I just
2 years.
well there was not a, what do I call it, a goon shaped shadow in the way.
Although I did turn my camera, so I'm not exactly centered right now. We had a few pre-show issues where, I don't know, for whatever reason, XSplit decided not to play a video, that intro video. But anyways, um, good weekend, Paul. I don't know, whatever. I hope it's a
Yes.
terrible weekend, to be honest, actually.
It was fine. The temperatures have finally returned to their seasonal norms.
What is the seasonal norm?
70s during the day, 50s at night.
Oh, see, that's quite nice, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is.
This is what we were anticipating for 3 weeks. We've had one day of it.
Are you there? You're there at least another week, right? 2 weeks?
Now
One week?
we come home on Friday.
No, really.
Mm.
Interesting. Well, if you have a super delayed flight, we could potentially, I guess, see each other in the airport because I'm going to be in New York City early next week for
Uh,
stuff.
no, I hope not. Okay.
No, it's nothing Microsoft related. It's actually we're doing some Petri planning, and
Oh God, I wish I could come.
well, like I said, if your flight's delayed long enough, you could just hang
I
out.
will be right down the street, actually.
Although
Based on how long it takes me to drive home from JFK, it'd probably be easier for me just to go there.
oh, absolutely. I mean, to Midtown.
Yeah.
So, anyways, got that going on. Leaving on Sunday, I think. I don't know, something like that. But Paul, I hate to give you credit when credit is due, but it
Mm.
was seemed like many months ago. You said, "Hey, Microsoft's going to join Movies Anywhere," and they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it wasn't like a great, well, I guess it was a scoop, but I mean, it wasn't some great source told me something, something. Literally, someone asked me about it. And I said, I get this question all the time. Let me just ask Microsoft. And they actually gave me a quote. And they said, yeah, we're working on it. And I think that was February, maybe March, but it was a long time ago. Well, Walking Cat has had some stuff about it, how they were, they've
Hmm.
been working toward this. So it's not live as we record this. I just checked this out. Microsoft is not on that page yet, but once they are, this is actually kind of a cool thing because I don't remember the exact studios, but it's like five of the biggest studios are involved, and depending on
Hmm.
the mix of movies you've purchased at whatever services, I'm shooting for about 65% of my movies are available
Yeah.
over this service. So I buy most of my stuff at Apple, and what that means now is I can play those movies through uh, the movies and TV app on Windows 10, which you know, actually may be desirable.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice.
Yeah,
I'm just, I don't know. Somebody said that I was paid attention to about 0 words you just said. Um,
yeah. Well, I'm
and
used
when I
to
go
it.
to New York, I was going to take, which one is it? This guy, the
Yeah.
pro, but I'm thinking maybe I should just take the go and just go all in.
Wow. I recommend taking both, just in
Eh,
case, but you could go for it, so to speak.
we'll see. Go for, yeah, nice pun. Nice
Yeah. See
pun.
what I did?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So I'm trying to, I might do it. I mean, it's only a couple days.
Wow. Hopefully you don't have some like 3,000 word masterpiece you need to crank out.
No, that would be subpar, but
It might be worth it just for doing real world battery life stuff, just to see what it's
that's
like.
what I mean, there's no better way to review something than just to be screwed if it sucks because that's all you've got.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's
yeah.
it's workable.
Speaking of all you've got, Paul, this guy is it might be a little hard to see here because I couldn't get it to zoom properly, but whatever. Thank you, Miracast, and display scaling in Windows 10. Anyways, split view,
Hmm.
which Microsoft does not have in the modern view or modern app of Windows 10. It's coming back eventually. Microsoft ran a poll or was asking for
Yeah.
survey feedback on this stuff, and if that's what's been holding you back from using Skype, you won't have to wait too much longer. Maybe.
It seems like this just happened, but based on my trip, this had to have been as long ago as 3 weeks ago. Is that possible? When Microsoft switched over from Skype 7X to Skype 8X on the desktop. And that's, remember that morning we had where nothing
Yep.
worked. I didn't think to try this. God, I hate experimenting with this stuff. But, I guess if you're running Windows 10, of course, you have two choices. You could run the desktop app 7 or 8, whichever version. And then there's the Skype for Windows 10 client. But the new clients, 8 and the 4 Windows 10 version, don't support multi-window of any kind, which is the issue. Yeah, that you're
and
you're
the
saying that.
The other issue here, which doesn't impact many people, but it impacts me, so I'm going to complain about it. The modern version, the store app version of Skype, cannot talk to contacts that are using Skype for Business, which my wife uses at work.
Cannot.
Cannot.
Wow.
Yep. But the desktop version can. If you open it up in the store app, it just says cannot send message or messaging not available. But if you open it in the store app or the desktop app, it works just fine. So
this is never convenient because I need this for podcasts. But I do need to test both of these clients and figure out one that can work because the clock is ticking, right? What's the date? September 1?
Yep,
when these things, so we're looking at less
days, something like that. 25 days.
Yep. I can live without multi-window view for a little while, but I would vastly prefer it, and I really, really, really need it to actually work, which I know seems like a minimum. For any application or whatever, but
yeah, I personally don't use the compact view, but I know people are like Paul in that they like it, and so
I know. God forbid I be able to use Alt Tab.
I know. Well, see, that's the thing that kills me about the current iteration of Skype is that there's no keyboard shortcut. At least I haven't figured out to get over to that contact list and be able to tab through the.
Well, you'd think Control Tab would do it. Just tab through the. Just something common sense.
Yep, I will even open it here and give it a try, but I'm almost positive because I've looked. If it is Control Tab, I'm going to be really pissed off at you.
No, it doesn't work. I've tried it.
Okay. Well, at least I feel somewhat better about life. Yeah, so, no, I don't want to update. Specifically, I'm not ready for awesome.
Literally.
Now I'm signed out.
That's amazing.
All I wanted to do was sign in, and it popped up with a splash screen that said "Ready for awesomeness." I'm like, no, I'm totally signed out.
Do you have to do a 2FA thing on your phone now?
Yep. I think that's my password. Nope. Yep. Now I gotta wait. I'm gonna make everyone suffer here with me. Now it's approving.
Well, at least you can do it. Okay. I mean, it's pretty cool you can do it on your watch.
It is. That is one of the biggest reasons why I use the Microsoft Authenticator app is because it pops up on there and you just hit approve, which was real convenient this weekend because I got a pop-up on my Windows 10 PC letting me know that I could use the Microsoft Authenticator app instead of a password, which I was already using.
Yes.
At that time.
I did the same thing. I blew away the Surface Book 2, as I had been threatening to do, and reset it. I reset it the first time and kept the documents. I wanted to work on that earphone thing, and then I actually blew it away good and restarted from scratch. But on the second one, you sign in with my Microsoft account, and I actually did it too. I have yet to type my password on that PC. Yeah. That's actually pretty cool.
It is. I really, if you haven't ever used that Authenticator app, I highly recommend it. It's great.
Yeah.
So, things that aren't great, Paul, are your phone's still terrible.
Yeah, it was interesting. I went back and read some of the stuff I'd written before about this. I found that tweet you wrote back in probably November where you said something like Paul spent $1,000 on a phone that doesn't work, and the horrible prescience of that, and then having to deal with all the stuff that's happened. But yeah, I spent some time yesterday with Google support, and the big story here is just that originally they said, you got to think about this. This is crazy. This phone has a 2-year warranty during which I can get it replaced, repaired, et cetera, et cetera. I've already gotten it replaced, and in April 4th-ish, I got it replaced with their choice. I didn't ask for a refurbished unit. The way it works is you get a refurbished unit, and so They originally denied. They said you can't. Your device is not eligible for replacement. It's a 90-day replacement policy.
What?
And I said, well, I'm looking at your warranty right now, and actually, what it does say is that it's 2 years or 90 days, or it's 2 years from the date of the purchase of the original device, or 90 days, whichever is longer. And I said, look, I spent $1,000 on a brand new phone back in November that did not work. So you replaced it. You replaced it with a phone that does not work. And I need to get that replaced. Now you're telling me you're not going to do it because you have a 90-day return policy. And I'm like, that's not okay. So anyway, she came back with good news eventually. So I'm going to wait a couple of days to actually trigger the return because now with the timing of the home swap and everything, I want to be home by the time the phone arrives. But I have until Wednesday night or something to make, put that order in. So they'll put $1,000 on my credit card. And then when I send back the broken one, but yeah, it's just takes really good pictures. I'm running out of ideas here.
Yeah. Yeah. And Paul did ask about this before the show, but I figured I'd update it. My insurance saga is still ongoing, but I'm feeling better about it. Actually, the full issue here was that my insurance broker needed me to call my mortgage company because which I actually feel better about this because they could not get the information from them because they are not me. And so what they needed and what they're doing is I called them up, which non-endorsement, but endorsement. I used Quicken Loans, Quicken Mortgage or whatever. Super easy. Like I called them up 5 minutes. I was on the phone. I said, hey, look, I need to know when this check was cut. I need it faxed to my insurance agent. And they said, yep, we will do it. We'll have it done end of day Monday and you'll get an email when we send it. I mean, I was 5 minutes or less on the phone with the bank is some sort of miracle for me. And that includes like authenticating in and be like, just, dialing the numbers and hitting who I needed to talk to. So we'll see. We'll see if end of the day Monday it's better, but yeah.
Good. Okay.
So, yep. Is there anything else even in the show notes? I don't think so.
The only we talked about when movies. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
Yep. If there's anybody in the Cincinnati area, this is very random, that is using T-Mobile, I would love to know your personal experiences. How does it work indoor, outdoors, and all that stuff? I am very seriously considered switching because I didn't realize this. So, what you get for $120 a month is what it would be all in for my wife and I. Unlimited data, unlimited.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm just curious because you actually said a number, and I want to know how you got that number. Because when you go to the T-Mobile website, they will not give you a number. You actually have to talk to them on the phone. Like, how did you do that?
No. Nothing makes me happier than to prove Paul Thurrott wrong, and I'm going to do it right here.
Okay. I mean, I've done this many times. Well, here's why. So, for example, when you go to what they ask you is, what is your bill currently, and what carrier are you with? And it's almost like when you're buying a new car. It's like, well, all we have to do is beat the price you were getting at the last place. Are you going to literally do a live demo?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how the internet works. So you click this little thing up here. It says plans.
I hate you. I should tweet that.
And all you do is you just scroll down right here.
Oh, look at that.
$120 a month. And it's now not to say you're completely wrong. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to kind of jump through all the hoops. This is the only way you can see it. But anyways, so at $120 a month, you get unlimited data and whatever. And that's about $5 less than we're paying at Verizon with only 4 gigs of data.
Mm-hmm.
But then on the top of this, you get Netflix, which is great. I mean, that'll save us another $10, $15 a month. But the killer thing here is, so if you jump up to $130 a month, on any go-go flight in the U.S.,
you get free internet.
You get free internet. At the $120 plan, you get an hour of it free. At the for $10 more a month, $130 for as much as flying as we do, that is.
You're on Verizon now?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll probably eventually match this price, but T-Mobile also launched that cheaper day pass. If you go international, I think it was $5 a day, maybe compared to 10, something like that.
And so I'm putting the piggies in the bank that I'm going to be able to buy both of our phones just outright, because that's kind of what's locked us into carriers
Yeah.
before. And I know you can do monthly stuff, but I think I've got mine covered, and I just got to figure out how I'm going to pay for my wife's, because it's going to be like a $2,200.
Well, let me tell you, I might be joining you over at T-Mobile when my third Pixel 2 XL implodes in my hands or whatever. And I was joking about this. I sort of wrote this as if it were a joke, but it took a really long time for me to get that okay on the return. And I'm like, let's see what Apple.com has over on refurbished iPhones.
Yeah.
What's the going rate these days? It's actually really expensive, by the way.
Yeah. So we will see. I mean, it'll be tough to ditch Verizon, but I don't know. I gotta figure it out, because I don't know. Like, I just think the benefits there are too good to just be blind and say I'm gonna keep paying Verizon $130 a month is roughly what we're paying right now for significantly less. As long as the coverage, that's kind of the big thing.
Yep. I mean, I'm on Project Fi. It's mostly T-Mobile in the United States, I would imagine. And I've had there's no way to. Well, there probably are ways to know, but there's no easy way to know, because it does switch between different networks.
Right.
But I believe it's mostly on T-Mobile, and seems like it's been great.
Well, you got anything else before we wrap it up here, Paul?
No, I came racing home today to get back to work, and as you noted, it is Monday morning. And what happens on Monday morning?
Not a whole lot.
Yeah, so I'll be working on that.
Great. Well, that wraps up for today, folks. We'll catch you back here tomorrow on Paul Might Be Doing Work Daily.